Wakey wakey, good morning, wonderful angels, how are you today? So my name is Julia, I'm the Rosy Yogi. So the code word for today is also Rosy Yogi, R-O-S-I-Y-O-G-I. Just a little bit about me. I've been teaching yoga for about 6 years and practicing for 17. Additional to that, I do training in the ancient spiritual esoterics. And yeah, I absolutely love everything to do with yoga, meditation, breath practice. So I really hope that you're going to enjoy what I have in store for you today. So today you'll notice it's entitled Gentle Negative Emotional Release Technique. So now I also offer free yoga classes online on my Facebook page and on my and I'm going to upload everything onto my YouTube. So if you'd like to subscribe to that, if you enjoy what you see today, then I would really appreciate that. Okay, I can see some people there. That's great. This is my first time to do this, so I'm a little nervous. So please bear with me if it's yeah, you know, a little bit clunky. So what I thought I'd do today is we'd start off with some yoga postures. Now these yoga postures are designed for opening up the heart space, getting those shoulders back and bringing in the dorsal spine. So that's the spine at the back. I think, you know, since most of us, well, we are experiencing isolation, so it means that a lot of us are using our devices a lot more, and maybe we're sitting a lot more as well. So I thought I'd do some work on just getting this upper back really working, and then add in a little bit of hamstring work as well. So that will help you to, you know, with the sitting aspect of things. Alrighty, good. So now, as sensitives, as empaths, as starseeds, as human beings, we are constantly sending and receiving information from our environment. So we're like little radio transmitters. So all the distress and the emotional disturbance that's going on in the world is obviously affecting us too. So all of these techniques help us to come back to our center and help us to remain, to stay in our equanimity. So yeah, so let's get started, shall we? So if you have a strap, that's really nice. Some of you may need that, or maybe sit on something, but have your yoga mat there. And if you don't have it today, don't worry about it. I hope to come back here again, and next time we'll have it. So I usually like to get some kind of an essential oil just to begin. So this is a rose scented one that I got when I was in Egypt. And then we'll just start by rubbing our hands together to bring ourselves to our hearts, to the heart space. And we're going to chant Om 3 times. So just rubbing the hands together. Let's just shake off anything. Think of something you want to release and let go of today. So just shake that off and bring the hands back together, rubbing them. Keep the eyes closed is nice, or just a gentle, soft gaze ahead of you. And then just release whatever it is that you need to let go of. And then we'll do another one. So rubbing the hands together. And this time just bring the hands slightly apart, feeling the energy between the hands. So this is called the chi or the ki. Has a lot of different names in different traditions. And then let's just place the right hand on the heart and the left hand on the top. So coming to our heart space and opening up our heart chakra, at the same time knowing that we are divinely protected and divinely guided at all times. Wonderful. Take a deep breath in and release through the mouth. Take another deep breath in and release through the mouth with a sigh. And another deep breath in. And release with a sigh. Wonderful. Hands at prayer position, thumbs pressing against the breastbone. Now let's inhale, bring the hands above the head. And as we exhale, we'll say Om together. Inhale. Om. fingertips to the outside as you cleanse the aura. Inhale, hands to the center of the chest, palms together. Inhaling, palms coming in front of the face, the top of the head, and exhaling the arms outward, angels. Inhale. Palms the chest. And rubbing the hands together again. Placing both palms over the eyes. Gently opening the eyes inside the palms. Careful not to get any essential oil on your eyes. And opening, bringing your hands back down. Okay, good morning. So, let us begin. So we'll start with a couple of different shoulder things. So this one is called Gomukhasana, or the cow's face. So what I do is I stretch the right arm up, and I'm using my left hand to grab my right wrist, and I'm pulling the arm all the way up. Now, when you're doing this, bring your pinky finger towards your face and your thumb behind you. Pull in your lower belly, and at the same time, bringing the neck nice and straight, chin slightly toward the chest, and then bending the elbow, pressing with that left hand, and then bring the left arm out to the side, thumb down, drop the shoulder down, and then bring that left arm behind you to interlink the fingers behind you. So I'll just turn around so you can see. So it's like this. Now, if your fingers aren't touching, this is where you can use a strap. So you have the strap between the hands, okay, or a belt or anything like that. So it's like this. And the idea here is to really keep your head straight, keep the upper arm coming toward the face, and pulling the hands apart as much as you can, and relax the face. You have a tendency to get in all sorts of contorted positions, so just relax the face as you pull the hands apart. So keep bringing that lower belly in. When you pull in the belly button, it actually straightens up your neck. So that's a good one to remember when you're sitting in front of the computer. Excellent. And let's release. Now we'll do the other side. So right hand pulling up on the left wrist. Now this is live, everything is sort of backwards, but there you go. So pulling it up all the way, and then pressing the elbow down. Great. And then the right arm comes out to the side. I've got the mirror here, and with thumb down, and then bringing that the two hands together, or using the belt. So really turning that upper arm toward the face, and the chin is down, and then pulling the hands apart from each other. And breathe. Always remember to breathe. That's it. Feeling at peace with ourselves. This is really good for rotator cuff stuff. Like I was having some difficulty with my right rotator cuff. It comes and goes, but I do this one on a regular basis, and it keeps it in check. Great. And gently release. Okay, just releasing the arms out a little bit there. Fantastic. Now the next one we're going to do is we stretch out both arms. It's actually a bit of a hassle. And turning the palms upward, and then bring the left arm on top of the right, crossing at the elbows, palms together. Okay, so it's left arm over the right, palms together, and this time lift the elbows up, bring the shoulders down, chin in, lower belly in, and your drishti, or your gaze, is where your elbows touch. So really turning those palms and lifting the elbows and dropping the shoulders down. Feel the shoulder blades coming down the back. So this one really works through shoulders, elbows, wrists, so it's very powerful. Excellent. Great. And we'll stretch it out again, palms facing upward, and this time the right arm on top. So lifting the elbows, shoulders down, palms away. So palms press toward each other, and at the same time pulling them away. And as you pull in your lower belly, that will straighten the neck. Bring the chin slightly toward the chest, straightening the neck. Great. So these, of course, you can hold longer than what I'm doing here. I'm just wanting to show you some really good, helpful exercises today, and then you can adjust and modify as you will. And don't forget, any questions, just ask me. I'm more than happy to answer. I love yoga, so just fire away, so to speak. Okay, good. Just releasing those arms. Beautiful. And now we're going to turn to the side. So just sitting on our tops of our feet. I'll just come over here onto the softer surface. So when I'm kneeling, I usually get the thumbs into the creases of the knees and pull the calves down, and then sit on top of the heels. Now, if you're having trouble with sitting, then you can use, say, a bolster, for example, and sit on that. Or what can be very nice is this block. Put it this way, and then sit on the block like that. That's very comfortable as well, especially if you get sore on top of the feet. Okay, so now with this one, so I'll scoot back a little bit. There we go. So with this one, I'm going to interlace the fingers and then bring the palms together. So you see, as I do that, my shoulders come right back, and I'm really bringing my dorsal spine in, so the exterior spine. And again, remember to pull in the lower belly because it keeps our posture nice and straight. So pulling in the dorsal spine and lifting the hands up behind. Okay, and you lift the hands up and inhale, and as you exhale, keep looking forward, sternum forward, belly coming onto the thighs, and then head onto the floor and arms up into the air, and keep the palms together if you can. Now you can try bringing the palms apart, but the fingers are still interlaced, and pulling the arms apart from each other. Okay, gently bringing yourself back up without hitting the wall. Okay, and now if we had our fingers this way, this time we move them one along. So you just move them along one. So you probably had like the comfortable position before. Now move it to sort of the one that feels a little bit weird. All right, weird is good. Okay, so let's stretch the hands down to the feet. Remember, pulling in the lower belly, posterior tilt with the hips. Neck is nice and long, face looking straight ahead, then lifting the arms up behind you. Inhale, as you exhale, bringing the body forward, sternum forward, so the chin and the sternum are looking forward. Keep lifting the arms up behind you, and then bringing your forehead to the floor and arms overhead. Beautiful. Now, the last one with the arms I'm going to show you today is called Paschimottanasana. So with this one, you stretch the arms out, and I'm going to turn around to do that first. So stretching the arms out, thumbs are down, and then bring the palms together behind you. So it's like you're doing this in front of you, but instead you're doing it behind you. So you can do it quickly, like this. Okay, and when you do this, really make sure you bring the shoulders back. So I'll just sit, what's the best way? Probably so you can see this way. All right. So as you do this, don't keep moving like me, keeping in one spot. As you do this, press the hands into the back into the back, and lift the sternum. So really lift the chest up, pulling in the lower belly and lengthening the neck. And then push the hands in and lift the hands up toward the crown of the head, and keep bringing the shoulders back and keep lifting the chest. That's it, looking straight ahead. Posterior tilt, so bring the hips toward like the buttocks toward the knees so that your spine is nice and straight. Okay, beautiful. If you're not getting that one today, doesn't matter. Instead, you can just hold the elbows like that, and you can still get a very good opening up through the chest. So it gives you something to work toward. Okay, a little sip of water. So, now we're going to bring that in with some standing positions. Because of the size of this room, you're going to have sort of the top part of me chopped off when I stand, but we're going to just play along with this. So we're going to do Parsvottanasana. So it's a standing pose. So I'll demonstrate, and you only really need to see my bottom half anyway, and then we'll be adding in the arms. So it's very important that we get the hips nice and straight. Okay, so standing on your mat, feet together, and bringing that posterior tilt in, pulling in the lower belly, roll the shoulders up, around and back, hands by the sides, lifting the sternum, neck is nice and long, have the legs really active, like push the kneecaps back, push the tops of the quadriceps back, and squeezing in the hips from the sides. Beautiful. Now bring your right foot forward and your left foot back. So the left foot is slightly turned out toward the left, and the right foot is straight ahead. So look at the instep of the right foot, it should be directly ahead, and the instep of the left is like 60 degrees. Now put your hands on your hips, and then swivel the hips so that the right hips are coming back and the left hip forward, so that you've got a nice square plane. So you're not twisting like this, you want to have that perpendicular plane. And then posterior tilt again. Now this time choose your hand option. So for example, if we do the one with the interlaced fingers, I quite like that. So we'll try that together. So inhale, and then bring your hands down the inside of the back leg and lifting the chest to arch back. And then as you exhale, bring the sternum forward and the chin forward. So keep bringing the right hip back and the left hip forward, and coming all the way down. Bring your head to your shin, and bring your arms overhead. So just stay here and breathe. Now if you're having difficulty with this, just put your hands on the floor. It really doesn't matter. It's just, you know, some different options. Release, let go of anything you don't need anymore. Doesn't help anyone. Beautiful. So lifting the head first, hands back to the tailbone, and with control, coming back up. Okay, I hope the visual on that was okay. Alrighty, and then we'll change to the other side. So this time left foot forward, right hip back. So again, make those legs nice and strong. Bring the right hip forward, left back. Good. The instep of the left foot is straight ahead, and the instep of the right is at 60 degrees. Perfect. Great, and let's do that posterior tilt, pulling in the lower belly, interlacing the fingers the other way this time. So inhaling and bringing the chest all the way back, hands down the inside of the back thigh, and then exhaling as you bring your body forward. So bring the sternum forward, keeping the hips where they are. So you keep working and bringing the left hip back, right hip forward. Keep looking forward, lifting the arms up, and then bringing the chest down onto the leg, and then finally the head. And breathe. Keep the legs really strong, pressing through both feet, particularly the back foot heel. Right, let's inhale to come up. Now, of course, you can do this all for longer times on your own, but I'm just wanting to give you a sense of it. All right, so now I'm going to turn the other way, and this time, so you can choose another hand position. So you could choose, you know, this one we did before, or you can choose this one, or holding the elbows. I'm going to do Paschimma Namaskar, so the palms together. So you choose whichever option. So right leg forward, left leg back. Make sure I'm not going to hit the mirror. Yeah, that's okay. All right, so choosing your arm option. Now first of all, get those hips nice and square. Do that posterior tilt. So pulling in through the lower belly. Make sure that they're facing directly. Okay, choosing your arms. Inhale, lifting the chest, pressing through both feet. Bring your head right back. And then exhaling, coming forward from the sternum and the chin. That's it. And then coming all the way forward, keep the elbows up. And keep coming down to the front shin. That's it. So pressing the dorsal spine in, lifting the elbows to the sky, or whatever posture you have chosen today, whatever arm variation you have chosen. Breathing here. Keep working on those hips, straightening the legs. So this is wonderful for the hamstrings. A lot of our lower back pain comes from hamstrings being too short. So to come out, lifting from the sternum first, pressing through both feet, and coming all the way up. Beautiful. Now, just change the feet. So you can release the hands if you wish, just to make sure that you've got everything in position. Like I notice that my left hip is coming up, so I need to bring that down and back. Good. Alrighty. Otherwise, just don't move your hands at all. So hands are together. So inhaling, lifting the chest, chin comes all the way back, and then exhaling, sternum first. So that means the top of the chest comes first, the chin. Keep bringing the left hip back, right hip forward, pressing through the back heel particularly, and then coming all the way down towards your front shin. Breathe. Never forget to breathe. And just check in with your face if it's all scrunched up again, and just release and let go. Beautiful. Okay, let's come up, pressing through the back heel again to come up with control. Awesome. Okay, so that's what I want to show you today with respect to the yoga postures. So I'm just rolling out the wrists after doing the Paschima Namaskar. And now we're going to do a guided meditation. So grab your cushion, get comfy, and let's begin. Alrighty, so this is a meditation to release emotional negativity and distress about any kind of situation, and particularly about any personal people in your life. So it's a good idea here to think about something that you need to let go of. So maybe there's been some distress in your communications with someone at the moment. You might think of a particular person, especially now that we're living in such confined experience. We're spending a lot more time with people if we're living with other people than we usually do. So that sort of affects our freedom of expression in some ways, and it can, cause a little friction. So maybe you might want to think of a scenario or think about that person, or you could choose a particular situation or experience that happened to you recently. Some kind of conflict, or anything that you're feeling very worried about at the moment, like if you're got job stress and all that kind of thing. Or you could think about just the whole situation that's happening on the planet as a whole. So our world just sort of spun on its head and tipped upside down in a space of a couple of months. So what we knew is no longer. So you might want to think about that as well. So remember always that cosmic law fulfills, and anything that we do here in the spirit of love, of peace, of harmony, makes an impact on the world, and makes a very direct impact on all the people around us. So you'd be amazed when you do this technique, how rapidly it changes a situation. So think of that person, situation, or the world, you know, what we're crisis that we're going through. So choose one of those and let's get started. So I'll get you just to rub, you can get your essential oil again if you have it, or not, doesn't matter. And just rub your hands together, closing your eyes gently, one eyelid on top of the other. And then just place the hands over your face and feel the energy going over your face, calming down the face. There's so much expression that we hold here. Good. Breathing in that oil and then rubbing the hands together again. Generating lots of heat and energy through the hands. We've got 2 chakras through the hands, and then most of the nadis or meridians, you know, go through the fingers. And then bringing the hands over the head to cleanse the whole aura. So just bring it over the head and down the body. So just feeling that energy. So you've got like an envelope coming around the body. And then you can bring your hands above to your heart space and lifting them up above your head as we did before and cleansing the whole aura. That's it. That right arm should be straight. It's just I've got a mirror there. And then rubbing the hands together again. And bringing the right hand over the heart and the left hand on top. So keeping your eyes closed. Now you can either leave your hands here if that feels really comforting, otherwise bring the hands to the knees, however you are sitting. So you may do Jyan Mudra, so thumb and forefinger touching, or you may like to just turn the palms down onto your knees. So by turning the palms down, we're bringing the energy into ourselves. By bringing the palms up, we're bringing in the universal energy, so you choose. Okay, so now keeping your eyes closed, so expanding your consciousness beyond your body. Keep a focus on your heart. So expanding your consciousness beyond your body. And as you're doing this, imagine a bright white light coming up through your feet to your head, like walking into the sea, and each step you take, the water rises up. In this case, the white light of the universal God, Spirit, the universe, the potential, infinite field, white light coming up through the feet, the knees, thighs, hips, buttocks, back, belly, chest, both arms starting from the fingertips, hands, wrists, forearms, upper arms, shoulders, neck, face, back of the head. So as this white light is traveling through your body from the earth, bright white light up into the heavens, you are a channel. So you are deeply grounded into the earth from your root chakra. Imagine roots coming down from your base chakra, from where you're sitting, spreading out like feathery roots just underneath where you're sitting, and then these roots extending down into the earth. So we are fully grounded here as in the material beings that we are. We're fully grounded on this planet. And then from our hearts, rising up to the heavens as the spiritual beings that we are. Human beings are amazing, suspended between heaven and the earth, Mother Earth, Father Sky, and seeing a white channel of light from the highest consciousness pouring down from the heavens through all your chakras, through all your energy systems, through all your nadis, and going right down through your body into the core of the earth, and the energy reciprocating from the earth with love, support, and compassion. Okay. So to have better relations with others, with a situation, with the planet, we need to have compassion with ourselves. So let's first of all consider a situation that we want to work on. So remember that wisdom is knowledge applied in an experience. So let's apply some knowledge. So let's choose words that will uplift ourselves and everyone around us. Such words could be, so you can choose any of these or all of these and just repeat them softly inside your head or gently out loud in a quiet voice. Health, solace, well-being, harmony, love, prosperity, compassion, understanding, peace, community. So choose any of these or anything of your own. You may choose all and know that you have an incredible intelligent system that keeps this in all your cells. Or you may choose to repeat 2 or 3 of these consistently, whichever one is really resonating with you at this moment. So these are all constructive ideas that we can apply to any situation. So now that you have visualized that person, locations or situation, envision that in front of you and send really positive vibration to it. And imagine this visualization that you have, this image, fill it with bright, white, searing light. Fill it with light. See it so filled with light, the light of love, of harmony, of compassion, of unity, of acceptance, of understanding, of all the words that, all the feelings that we cannot always convey in words. So just imagine that now. So the white light purifies and cleanses all situations. Now imagine a violet flame enveloping that white light. So that white light is emanating like tongues, like fingers, like flames from the sun. So imagine now that image that you've got connected to your heart, and that there are flames coming out from that, like licking flames. And then cover that with a violet flame. So covering it with the most purest violet, enveloping that whole situation with the violet flame. So the violet flame creates transformation. So it opens to divine wisdom and promotes healing and integration. So just continue to observe and visualize from your heart to this situation, from the divine light pouring down through you, the white flames coming out from the situation, completely enveloped in the violet light coming down from the heavens onto you, from your heart to the situation. And then into the earth, deep into Mother Earth, who loves and cares for us at every moment. Feel the peace coming over you. Feel deep transformation from your very roots of your soul. Your body melts into the earth and your soul flies high. Now bringing that violet light just to a central point in your forehead, and everything else, all the other imagery, is just gone to the earth, to the heavens. Let it go. And bring that violet light to your third eye. See it a pinpoint in the third eye. So as we transform our relations to each other and the planet, so we transform ourselves and we can ascend in our consciousness. And now, if you like, you can repeat after me. I am the violet flame of presence, blazing and transforming whatever within me needs to be healed. I have compassion for myself and all situations. I am the violet flame of presence, blazing and transforming whatever is within me that needs to be healed. I am compassion. I am love. I am beingness. I am perfect, whole, and complete. And so it is said, and so it is done. So bringing your hands to the heart center, thumbs against the breastbone, fingers together, pulling in that lower belly so that the neck lengthens, shoulders back, elbows toward the floor, pressing the sit bones into whatever surface you're sitting. And we will seal it with one more Om. So inhaling, pressing the palms together, palms coming over the face, up toward the heavens, palms together, arms straight. And as you exhale, bring the arms out wide, repeating Om. Inhaling. Palms to the chest, rubbing the hands together, coming completely into the body now, feeling yourself completely rooted to this earth, connected to the divine at the same time. Just as the tree of life has roots that go into the earth, just as deep as the roots up into the sky, with our hearts at the center. Bring the palms one over each eye, gently opening up the eyes inside the palms, and bringing the palm and then palms to the chest. Namaste. Thank you very much, beautiful souls. Any comments or suggestions would be wonderful. Any subscribing to my YouTube would be really appreciated. I hope to see you again. Lots of love.